Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you're going to meet the great Patrick Steptoe. He is a food and beverage entrepreneur, and he's going to be giving us an education on what happens when life gives you lemons. That's next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
I love the grit and tenacity that it takes to bring anything off the ground, to bring it to market. And I can't think of a tougher industry to be in than food and beverage. Just to get this approved to be into a major store takes a lot. It takes a lot of grit and tenacity. Patrick Steptoe is in the studio. He is the founder of Luther's Dryers Premium Lemonades. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Very cool. And you brought a lemon.
I brought a lemon, yes.
All right, so where'd you grow up?
I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri, inner city. Yes.
Yeah.
Love it. Tough city, but yeah, that's where I grew up.
All right, what did you learn? Because I grew up in the hood in Detroit. What did you learn from growing up in the inner city?
I learned a couple of things. One specifically is that, you know, as my mother told me, because you live in the projects, you're not of the projects. And so learning that your environment doesn't shape you, you know, was an early lesson for me. Also understanding that, you know, nothing is going to be given to you. So whether it was playing sports or whether it was walking through the neighborhood every day, that, you know, you have to have a tough side of yourself and learn to callous your mind and your heart in what you're doing. So those early lessons are something that I still carry on today.
Mm. All right, we're going to show a page from your website because this is a picture of your great-grandfather. Mm-hmm. Tell us about your great-grandfather and how he inspired you.
Well, not only is he a dashing looking guy, so he was on a plantation and he picked up the trash of what they used to make lemonades. They would use lemons, sugar water. He picked up those lemons. Of course, he rinsed them off and whatever, but he learn to use the most important parts of the lemon, which is the skin and the interior, which is the pectin. And from that lemonade recipe that he created, it created more of a robust Southern-style lemonade. That was passed down to me from my grandmother, and we use those same lemonades today to make our ready-to-drink cocktails, TC beverages, as well as our soft lemonades, ice creams, et cetera.
So the recipe is 100 years old?
1909, this is 26, so yes,
almost
117.
That's incredible. All right, so let's talk about your line of beverages, and feel free to hold them up and tell us what you've created.
Well, first is our ready-to-drink cocktails. We do a 7% alcohol by volume ready-to-drink cocktail in 3 flavors. We have a gin and lemonade, we have a mango vodka, and then our flagship product is the peach cobbler whiskey. Again, they're completely all natural, nothing artificial. There's no yellow number 5 or synthetic this, synthetic that. It's real spirit-based, ready-to-drink cocktails. We take that same lemonade and then we do a THC beverage, which is called Kush lemonade. Now that has 5 milligrams of THC, 10 milligrams of full-spectrum CBD, and we add 30 milligrams of ashwagandha. And for people who are not familiar with ashwagandha, it's a 2,000-year-old Ayurvedic herb. It reduces inflammation. It helps with anxiety, helps you to rest and relax. But the great thing about it is kind of like the great Carlos Santana when he plugs his guitar into an amplifier, it amplifies the sound. When you add ashwagandha with hemp-based THC, it amplifies the effect, naturally, not chemically. So even though it might be 15 combined, it's going to give you the effect of maybe something that's 40 or 50 milligrams. and then you'll wake up the next day relaxed and rejuvenated. So we take those base lemonades of my great-grandfather, and we do a variety of these products, and we also have many in the pipeline, ice creams, novelties, salad dressings, etc.
Beautiful. We're going to pull up the website, and as we scroll on the website, you are in several stores.
Yes, mostly liquor stores, smoke shops in about 4 states. We are in Texas, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Missouri. And I am actively now traveling, doing presentations with distributors and retailers to grow our products. Also, we're conducting in-store demos, anything that's going to get our brand awareness and for people to see how different our products are. It's a sad thing that because they're all natural, when people taste them, they've had so much fake stuff, they don't realize how good something that doesn't have additives in it tastes.
All right, tell us what it takes to get into some of these major stores. I mean, these stores are hard to impress, and they probably meet a dozen people like you every single day. So what does that process look like to get them to say, yes, we're going to stock you?
Well, first, knowing your product, being prepared when you get the opportunity, but also I think personality and building relationships go a long way. People do things for people that they like, whether it's a category buyer, whether it's a procurement person, or whatever. So when you have an opportunity to get in front of someone with your product, first of all, you should appreciate the opportunity and take that to be able to build some rapport with that person that's making a decision, but also be confident in your product. You've got there, so now take advantage of showcasing what you're doing. Understand your pricing, understand the margins and what you're dealing with, whether it be a distributor or whether it be a retailer, because it's still business at the end of the day.
Yes.
Understand that you're going to work towards a yes, but you always have to be able to give to get. That might be shaving something off your pricing. It might be giving out free cases for samples. You have to be willing to do something to reach across the aisle. Most people just go and they expect someone to just give them something.
Yes.
That's not reality.
And when you're doing taste testing at different stores, give me a feel for what's the reaction when people taste this for the first time?
Well, the reaction, again, going back to something being all natural, many people can't believe when they see the color. And I remind them that, for instance, the color in the mango vodka or mango kush is from real mangoes. It's not from quote unquote yellow number 5 or orange this or whatever. It's real mangoes, real mango juice. They're impressed by the color. People eat and drink with their eyes. But once they taste the product, it's a feeling of surprise. I'm biased, but I think we have the best tasting products on the market. But when people taste them, they are very impressed because they can taste the nuance of the flavors. For instance, in our peach cobbler whiskey, it's just not throwing peach flavor and whiskey together. We make sure that we curate a aged rye whiskey. We use peach puree. We use pie spices to give you a nuanced flavor of something that you can sip, just kind of like you're on the porch, at a Texas town, your grandmother, your grandfather's house. I mean, something that makes you feel at home. And I think that's important, that we take pride in what we do. There's enough junk in the world, food and beverages, et cetera. I think that people really appreciate when you give something that has more of a artisan approach in your products that you provide.
Does it take you a while to get the recipe right, like on the peach cobbler?
Anything that's done right takes a while. If you throw things together and hope for the best, it doesn't really work out. So we take our great-grandfather's base lemonade, and then we use variations of that to have the different flavors. But we have a development team. I mean, I get the last word, of course, but we take time that each flavor that we produce, it has the nuances. For instance, like the gin lemonade. If anyone's ever been to London, they've had a Tom Collins. They're familiar with a London dry gin. We want each product to have the characteristics of somewhere else that you are taken away on your journey from a sensory perception, a taste journey, so to speak. That you're not just down in something. You can do that with, a shot at the bar. Right. This is not it. We want to make sure that we're giving customers something that we're proud that we're keeping our family legacy alive, but we're also giving you a product that you'll want to just not buy one time, but you'll want to be a continuous customer after you try it.
Yeah, and for people who aren't paying attention, the THC brands have become really hot. It's a
Yes, they have.
fast-growing category.
Yes, they have. And that's part of the reason why we are here in Texas alone. Many of the retailers are saying that they're making more money off THC products than they are liquor brands. And so for us, we feel that getting in Texas, doing that shoe leather, talking to people, doing the presentations, we want to grow our brand throughout Texas. So for the specs out there and the goodies and et cetera that we haven't gotten to yet, I'm here making sure that I try to get those meetings and presentations because I feel that this is something that can add value to what they're currently offering in those stores.
Beautiful. We have about a minute left, so look into the camera on the left and talk to that liquor distributor who needs to give you a call.
Well, I think that if you're looking for an all-natural product that customers are looking for, that whether they're imbibing or whether they're wanting something that's smooth with liquor kick, we're providing something that's all natural. It's a legacy. Texas is big on history, but also the product tastes good. And we're just asking for a shot. Once we get that shot, we will fully demo, in-store promote, and make sure that our partnership is fruitful with Luther Dryers and Crilley TC brands.
Outstanding. Thank you so much for sharing your heart and your wisdom. We're going to end with the website, which is lutherdryers.com, the great Patrick Steptoe. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.